Hey guys, today I am going to go over the top 10 must-watch LGBTQ plus shows that we got in 2022. In this list are shows that either premiered in 2022 or ones that we had a sequel season released at some point this year. This list is a combination of analytics and my personal opinion, so please don't hate on me in the comments. But if you want to come chat about any of these shows that are listed or not listed, I do go live on here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Also, I did do full reactions to all of these shows as well, so please feel free to check those out. But jumping into our list with number 10 is Young Royals. Young Royals is a drama series that is set in Sweden, so it is a non-English show. It is about a prince named Wilhelm who goes to this boarding school and meets a boy named Simon and falls in love. So this show is a Netflix original, and we recently got the second season in November. Netflix has decided to give it one final season, so the show will end with its third season, presumably at the end of 2023. So far, there is no release date as of recording this video. The analytics for this show are amazing, with Rotten Tomatoes giving it an overall 100% on critic reviews and a 97% on audience reviews. Also hit number 3 on Netflix's top 10 list for non-English shows when it originally released, so not entirely sure why they decided to end the show. And then next up is number 9 with Heartbreak High. This show is an Australian-based drama series, and it is set around a group of high schoolers who are sexually active, and two of our main characters, Amory and Harper, who are best friends, created this sex map on a wall of their school. The map includes names and sexual acts they've committed with other students. There are many LGBTQ plus characters in this series. It is also a Netflix original, and we just got season 1 in September of this year. Netflix has went ahead and renewed it for a season 2, but no release date has been confirmed at this time. So I assume that we are going to get to see that around maybe September of 2023 as well. But it does have an overall score of 100% for critic reviews and 88% for audience reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. It also hit number 6 on Netflix's top 10 English shows when it released. The numbers are pretty average for this show, but I think it has a lot of potential. And then next on our list is number 8 with Paper Girls. So Paper Girls is about a group of preteens who accidentally time travel into the future about 30 years. It is a drama series, but I would kind of classify it as a comedy series as well, given that one of the main characters' older selves is played by Ali Wong, who is a known comedian. This show is also based off of a comic book, which is pretty neat, and the LGBTQ representation in the show is that one of the main girls is questioning her sexuality, and she found her older self kissing a girl in her, or I guess their bedroom. This is actually an Amazon Prime original, and unfortunately it did get canceled with having only one season that aired in August of this year. Rotten Tomatoes did give it a 91% for critic reviews and an 89% for audience reviews. I really enjoyed this show a lot and was really sad to hear that it wasn't continuing. I did also hear that the creators were looking into hopefully getting onto another network, so fingers crossed there. But for any show that has either been canceled or is stuck in limbo that I have on this list, I put in the links in the description down below for the petitions to help save the shows if you are interested. But with that being said, the next show is one of my favorites, coming in at number 7, which is Motherland Fort Salem. This show is centered around 3 main characters who are witches, and witches are supposed to enlist into the army once they hit a certain age. The most powerful witches are females, so this show is very female friendly. At least one of our 3 main characters is openly gay and falls in love with another woman, but she is not the only LGBTQ representation in this show. There are a couple of other characters as well that are a part of the community, and then of course we have our non-canon ships in there as well with this show. But it was originally released by Freeform, and you can check it out on Hulu currently. We did have our third and final season this year. The creators are also trying to look into getting another network to continue the series. I personally love this show so much for many reasons, like the LGBTQ representation, but also the storyline, the character developments, and there's also this huge woman power feel to it that just makes it amazing. And I honestly haven't seen that many shows that make me feel this certain type of way, to just be very proud to be a woman. And then another female strong show is A League of Their Own. A League of Their Own is basically a newer comedic show version to the original movie that came out in the 90s. It is based on around the time of World War II, and all the men were sent off to war, so the women ultimately got a chance to play professional baseball. A lot of the characters in this show are LGBTQ+, and honestly, I would probably say majority of them are. This is an Amazon Prime original. It has not been renewed or canceled yet at this time. So far, we just have the one season that came out in August, and it is one of our shows that is stuck in limbo. Rotten Tomatoes did give it a 94% for overall critic review and an 87% for an overall audience review. And then the next show is our first HBO original on this list, which is Euphoria. This show is about a teenager named Rue who is a drug addict that is struggling to stay clean, and she meets a transgender girl named Jules and starts to fall in love with her. This show also has a bunch of very different type of characters, and this show is so chaotic but in a good way. There's just so many things going on and it pieces together perfectly. Zendaya is so amazing in this show and has won numerous Emmys for her performances. HBO has renewed it for a third season, although honestly we have no clue on when the release date could be. Maybe at the end of 2023, but more than likely sometime in 2024. The next show couldn't be any more opposite than this one, being Heartstopper. Heartstopper is about two teenage boys, Charlie and Nick, who fall in love with each other, and one of them is struggling with his sexuality. This is a Netflix original and has been renewed for not one, but 2 additional seasons barely after the first season came out, which was in April of this year. Within its first week of airing, it hit number 5 on Netflix's top 10 list for English shows. And then number 3 is also from Netflix, which is First Kill. This show was highly focused on the 2 main characters, Juliet and Calliope, or Callie. It is a very Romeo and Juliet type of aspect, in which Juliet and her family being vampires and Callie's family being monster hunters, which of course include vampires. Juliet and Callie fall in love and struggle with being together given their family dynamics. And if I may say, this show includes some very good-looking MILFs, and who doesn't love that? The first season came out in June, and Netflix has decided to cancel the series. This is another one that really shocked me because of how amazing it was and the analytics showed. It had double the watched hours of Heartstopper, you remember the one that got 2 additional seasons, and it also hit number 3 on Netflix's top 10 list and also stayed in that top 10 list for several weeks. But going back to an HBO original for number 2 is Sex Lives of College Girls. Sex Lives of College Girls is about a group of girls who are roommates in college. They all become friends and struggle with all of their own issues. This show is so hysterical. I am always dying laughing in each and every episode. It honestly just gets funnier and funnier. One of the girls, Leighton, is gay and struggles to come out to her friends and family. HBO has decided to renew the show for a 3rd season shortly after season 2 aired in November. More than likely, the 3rd season will come out at the end of 2023, as the other seasons came out towards the end of the year as well. But technically, we do not have a release date for that as of yet. Before I talk about number 1 on this list, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And please feel free to check out those links in the description if you are interested in saving any of these shows that are either stuck in limbo or have been canceled. But number 1 on this list is a huge favorite of not just mine, but I know a lot of others as well, being Warrior Nun. So I feel like I can talk about this show for hours, but without it making it be too long. Warrior Nun is about a group of badass nuns who kick butt and ultimately try to save the world. One of the characters is either gifted or cursed, depending on how you look at it, with the magical halo. Anyone who has the halo has the biggest responsibility of making sure it does not fall into the wrong hands. The halo bearer is Ava, and she ends up falling in love with one of the nuns, Beatrice. This show is a Netflix original and, strangely, has been canceled. We have had 2 amazing seasons, with this last one that came out in November, and this last season was just phenomenal. I mean, the first season was good, but oh my gosh, as was the second season, just mind-blowing. But the fan base for this show is so strong, and the creators are looking into hopefully getting onto another network, so fingers crossed this one will be saved and we can have more seasons, especially after that big cliffhanger that we got left off at. I have included a couple of other shows in here as well that I recommend. And again, all of these shows I have done full reactions to, so go and check those out. And I go live on here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, leave a comment down below on if you agree or not with my list, or if you guys have any show recommendations for me to react to. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.